Analyst states how Bitcoin could trigger XRP's rally to $27 and what's next. These questions and more news we will discuss in today's video. Welcome to CryptoWhale. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So if you are interested in everything around XRP, this is the place. Continue with that. The analyst states how Bitcoin could trigger XRP's rally to $27. Crypto enthusiast and developer Bird has published a tweet suggesting that Bitcoin dominance may be on the verge of a significant decline, a development he believes could trigger a broader altcoin rally, including a major upward move for XRP. Accompanying his statement was a chart illustrating Bitcoin dominance on the 4-hour time frame, showing what he identifies as a wedge formation that is now broken to the downside. In his post, Bird wrote, "Guys, I think it's going to happen." He stated that Bitcoin dominance has broken below this wedge and back-tested, indicating that the technical structure he had been monitoring appears to have confirmed a breakdown. According to the chart he shared, Bitcoin dominance had been compressing within converging trend lines for several months before recently moving beneath the lower boundary of the formation. The visual also highlights a projected downward path, with a marked target area significantly below current levels. Bird argued that this development could precede what he described as a huge collapse, referring specifically to Bitcoin's share of the total cryptocurrency market capitalization. He suggested that such a decline in dominance would create favorable conditions for altcoins to outperform. In his words, the next move could be a huge collapse, starting alt season and XRP's leg to $27. He concluded the tweet by stating, "I am bullish." Bird's analysis places considerable emphasis on current market sentiment. By stating that he sees this setup forming whilst the sentiment is on the floor, he implied that widespread pessimism may be aligning with a technical inflection point. Historically, periods of low confidence have sometimes preceded strong recoveries in risk assets, and Bird appears to interpret the present condition in that context. The tweet generated immediate reactions from members of the XRP community. A user identified as Slime and Buddy responded by calling for XRP to decouple from Bitcoin's influence. "We must decouple from Bitcoin because it's the sea and XRP is just a boat right now," the commenter wrote, adding that Bitcoin should not control the entire market. The user further stated that a move above $2 for XRP would restore bullish momentum. Another user, CryptoPracket, strongly agreed with Bird's outlook. In response, he wrote that a break in Bitcoin dominance could be huge for alts, adding that XRP reaching $27 sounds like a party. He also suggested that low sentiment and shaken out positions could create conditions for a substantial altcoin rally. Bird's projection centers on the idea that a confirmed breakdown in Bitcoin dominance would redirect capital into alternative digital assets. While the outcome remains uncertain, his analysis underscores the close attention many traders are paying to dominance metrics as a leading indicator for the general market rotation. Let's also talk about that the Ripple CEO predicts 80% chance of Clarity Act passing by April. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said he sees an 80% chance that the Clarity Act will pass by the end of April, signaling renewed momentum for federal crypto legislation. He urged lawmakers and industry leaders to move forward despite unresolved concerns, arguing that progress now would serve the market better than prolonged uncertainty. His comments come as negotiations continue in Washington and as digital asset firms seek clearer oversight after years of regulatory tension. Garlinghouse said the bill nearly advanced through the Senate Banking Committee before talks stalled. However, discussions have resumed at senior levels ahead of the spring recess. He stressed that compromise remains essential to unlock broader industry stability. Besides, political timing adds urgency. Lawmakers face mounting pressure to finalize a digital asset framework before the 2026 midterm election intensifies. Consequently, stakeholders aim to narrow disagreements quickly. The Clarity Act would establish clearer jurisdiction between regulators and define oversight standards for exchanges, issuers, and token developers. Moreover, industry leaders argue that a unified framework could attract capital back to the United States and reduce offshore migration. The legislation stalled earlier this year after Coinbase withdrew support over disagreements related to stablecoin yield provisions. Banks reportedly worry that crypto platforms offering higher returns could draw deposits away from traditional accounts. Additionally, a recent White House summit between banking executives and crypto leaders ended without resolution. Negotiators continue to debate how stablecoin products should operate under federal supervision. Garlinghouse linked Ripple's outlook to broader market health. He noted that regulatory clarity would benefit not only Ripple, but the entire ecosystem. Meanwhile, XRP trades near $1.48 at press time with a market capitalization above $90 billion. The token gained over 4% in the past week. According to trader BitGuru, XRP now attempts to reclaim the $1.45 to $1.50 range as support. Significantly, this level previously acted as a resistance after a breakdown. XRP rebounded from the $1.22 to $1.25 base, where buyers stepped in decisively. If bulls hold above current levels, price could move toward the $1.80 to $1.92 resistance cluster. The $2 mark stands as the next psychological target. However, failure to defend $1.45 may trigger another pullback toward $1.25. Hence, traders watch this zone closely for confirmation of a potential trend reversal. And lastly, let's talk about that the Ripple executive says next phase is banks using XRP for settlement. Crypto researcher SMQKE recently shared a video highlighting Ripple's strategic direction with XRP. In it, Dilip Rao, a former Ripple executive, explained how the company plans to expand the use of XRP in banking and cross-border payments. Rao emphasized that the initial step in Ripple's plan is connecting banks to its network. If you don't have connectivity, you can't even start, he said. According to Rao, Ripple aims to integrate banks so they can operate more efficiently with existing payment systems before introducing new capabilities. He described this phase as essential for adoption. Banks currently settle payments primarily using fiat currencies. Rao explained that the current infrastructure works, but the next phase introduces XRP as an alternative. This approach allows institutions to manage transactions without holding multiple currencies in various countries, streamlining cross-border operations. Rao highlighted a key shift in strategy, offering banks the choice to use XRP for payment settlements. He explained, instead of the German bank holding Turkish lira, they could say, a CT bank, are you able to accept XRP and give me Turkish lira? This system enables rapid settlements for both small and large transactions. Here's 100 lira worth of XRP. Here's 1,000,000 lira worth of XRP. And instantly that can be settled without having to hold balances, he noted. By providing XRP as a liquidity option, Ripple positions the token as a practical tool for international transactions. Banks can reduce exposure to holding foreign currencies while maintaining speed and security in payment processing. Rao described this as the ultimate goal of the strategy, in which XRP functions as a bridge currency for global settlements. Rao stressed that Ripple's approach is gradual. First, banks connect to the network and improve their current processes. Once they are comfortable, they can expand operations across multiple countries without the limitations of holding local currencies. XRP provides the solution for scaling payment services worldwide. The phased strategy shows Ripple's focus on adoption and usability. Banks are encouraged to build services on the network, initially using traditional currencies, then transition to XRP as they grow more confident in the system. This plan reinforces Ripple's commitment to integrating XRP into global financial systems. Ripple's strategy could redefine how institutions handle foreign exchange and payment liquidity. With banks onboarded and XRP integrated into settlement processes, the company positions itself to offer scalable, efficient solutions for global financial operations, marking a significant step in the evolution of the XRP ecosystem. How do you think XRP could rise to $27? Disclaimer: this video does not force you to buy any cryptocurrency or invest in anything. With this, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, let us know in the comments your views on the XRP, and make sure to turn on the post notifications to get notified every time we post a new video.